Here are Grandpa's 27 clever poor man hacks to save money that actually work. Stretch coffee with Poorman's coffee. Back in Grandpa's day, running out of coffee didn't mean going without. He made every bean count by brewing Poorman's coffee, a blend of regular grounds and roasted chicory root, dandelion root, or even toasted barley. He'd mix about 1 part chicory to 3 parts coffee and brew it as usual. Chicory not only mimics the rich flavor of coffee, but also adds a mellow, nutty note, making a pot go much further. Not only does this save money, but it's also easier on the stomach thanks to chicory's natural prebiotics. You can use dandelion root or roasted acorns as well if chicory isn't handy. Make barbecue with Poorman's burnt ends. If you crave smoky, tender burnt ends but don't want to splurge on brisket, try the Poorman's burnt ends approach. Use a budget-friendly chuck roast, cutting it into large chunks, and toss the pieces with a generous seasoning of salt, pepper, paprika, and brown sugar. Roast slowly at a low temperature or on the grill until fork tender. Next, toss the cooked pieces in barbecue sauce and bake or grill again until the edges caramelize and crisp up. The beef becomes incredibly juicy and flavorful, mimicking the texture of real burnt ends at a fraction of the price. Serve with sliced onions, pickles, and white bread for the traditional touch. Any leftovers reheat beautifully, making sandwiches or wraps that are just as delicious as the first round. Tenderize tough beef with cornstarch. Did you know that cornstarch is the secret behind melt-in-your-mouth beef at many Chinese restaurants? For tough or cheap cuts, use the velveting technique. Mix thinly sliced beef with a slurry of 1 tablespoon cornstarch, 1 tablespoon water, and a tiny pinch of baking soda. Let the meat rest in this mixture for at least 15 minutes, then rinse and pat dry. The cornstarch forms a coating that locks in moisture and softens connective tissue during cooking. You can add a splash of soy sauce for flavor if desired. Stir-fry quickly in hot oil, or add to soups and stews for a silky texture. This hack makes even the most inexpensive beef taste luxurious and tender. Perfect for frugal yet flavorful home cooking. Poorman's cologne. Grandpa never needed fancy cologne when he could mix up his own right at home. He'd combine 2 tablespoons rubbing alcohol, a tablespoon witch hazel, a teaspoon lemon juice, and a few drops of vanilla or peppermint extract in a small glass bottle. After shaking well, he let it sit for a day so the scents could meld. The resulting fragrance was fresh, clean, and lasted just long enough for church or a family get-together. Sometimes he'd add a dash of bay rum or lavender for a different note. The alcohol helped the scent evaporate while the witch hazel soothed skin. Make hobo stew. When times were lean, Grandpa loved making hobo stew, a meal that turned odds and ends into something comforting and filling. Start with a big pot and add whatever vegetables are on hand: potatoes, carrots, celery, onions, cabbage, or corn. Toss in canned beans, chopped sausage, or leftover ground beef for protein. Cover everything with water or broth and season with salt, pepper, and a pinch of dried herbs. Simmer until all the flavors blend and everything's fork tender. The beauty of hobo stew is its flexibility. There's no wrong ingredient. The longer it cooked, the better it tasted, especially with day-old bread on the side. Put foil on windows to keep heat out. A roll of aluminum foil can work wonders for keeping your home cool during the dog days of summer. Measure your windows. Then cut foil sheets to fit each pane that faces the sun. Tape the foil shiny side out using painters or masking tape for easy removal. The reflective surface bounces heat and sunlight away, often lowering indoor temperatures by several degrees without spending money on blackout curtains or running the AC non-stop. For even more insulation, use 2 layers of foil or pair it with a light curtain behind it. Make sure to leave a gap at the top or bottom for some airflow if you want fresh air. At night, peel back the foil to let in cool breezes. This hack is reusable year after year and can be a lifesaver during a heat wave or power outage. Fix boots or hoses with duct tape. Duct tape is the go-to solution when a split hose or torn boot threatens your day. For boots, dry the area and wrap several tight, overlapping layers of tape around the tear for a snug, waterproof patch that can last for weeks. For leaky garden hoses, clean and dry the spot first, then wrap duct tape tightly around the split, extending an inch or 2 on either side. Press down the edge as well to avoid peeling. This makeshift fix can get you through the season until a real repair is possible. High-quality duct tape is worth the investment for better grip and longevity. You'll find that keeping a roll handy solves countless problems around the house, workshop, or campsite. When something breaks, duct tape buys you time, and sometimes that's all you really need. Use leftover bread in meatloaf. Turning stale bread into meatloaf is a classic way to save money and prevent waste. Tear old bread into cubes, soak in a bit of milk or water, and then mix it with ground meat, eggs, onions, and spices. The bread helps hold everything together while keeping the meatloaf moist and juicy during baking. Any type of bread works: white, wheat, rye, even leftover buns or rolls. The trick is to let the bread soak until soft before mixing it into the meat. Add a bit of ketchup or mustard for extra flavor. You'll stretch a pound of meat much further, making a hearty meal for the whole family with ingredients that might otherwise be tossed. This thrifty method also works for meatballs, stuffing, or even casseroles. Buy identical socks. Sorting socks and hunting for matches is a daily frustration you can easily eliminate by buying only identical socks in a basic color: black, gray, or white. Toss all socks into one laundry basket and grab any two after washing, knowing they'll always match. If one gets a hole or goes missing, toss it and keep the rest in rotation. This approach not only saves you time, but also money, as you'll never have to replace whole sets just for one lost sock. It also means less clutter in your drawer and fewer decisions every morning. Many find it oddly satisfying to never deal with mismatched pairs again. Over time, this little life hack adds up to big savings in time, effort, and household hassle, especially for big families. Make broth from bones and scraps. Broth made from bones and kitchen scraps is a cornerstone of frugal cooking. Save bones from chicken, beef, or pork, as well as vegetable ends like onion skins, carrot peels, celery leaves, and herb stems. When you've got a full freezer bag, dump everything into a large pot, cover with water, and add a splash of vinegar to help draw out minerals. Toss in salt, pepper, and any seasonings you like. Let it simmer on low for hours, 6 to 8 if you can, then strain. The result is a rich, nutritious broth perfect for soups, stews, or even cooking grains. Freeze extra portions for later. This method uses every scrap, stretches your food budget, and adds incredible flavor to home-cooked meals, all from leftovers most people throw away. Grow garlic from sprouted cloves. When garlic cloves start sprouting in the pantry, don't toss them out, plant them. Each green sprouted clove is the start of a new bulb. Separate the cloves and plant them pointy end up, 2 inches deep and 4 inches apart, in well-drained soil or a large container. Keep watered but not soggy. The shoots will grow into sturdy stalks, and by late summer you'll have a full bulb to harvest. Even if you don't get large bulbs, you'll enjoy fresh garlic greens, which are delicious chopped into salads or scrambled eggs. This hack is great for using up forgotten cloves and saves you the cost of seed garlic. Try planting some sprouted cloves in the fall for an earlier summer harvest. Homegrown garlic tastes richer and keeps longer than most store-bought varieties. Make vinegar from fruit scraps. Turn apple peels, cores, or even overripe fruit into homemade vinegar with just sugar and water. Place the scraps in a clean glass jar, cover with water, and add a tablespoon of sugar for every cup of the liquid. Weigh down the scraps with a clean stone or fermentation weight so they stay submerged. Cover the jar with a cloth or coffee filter, secure with a rubber band, and let it sit at room temperature for 2 weeks. Stir every few days. When it smells sour and tangy, strain out the solids and ferment another 2 weeks. The result is tangy, homemade vinegar perfect for salad dressings, marinades, or cleaning. This zero-waste trick makes every bit of fruit go further and cuts down grocery costs. Turn old tires into swings or planters. Worn-out tires have plenty of life left when you get creative. Scrub an old tire with soapy water and let it dry in the sun. For a swing, use a heavy-duty rope threaded securely through the center. Hang from a sturdy tree branch and check knots for safety. For planters, drill a few drainage holes, fill with potting mix, and plant flowers or trailing vines. Paint the tire for a pop of color, or stack multiple tires to create a layered garden bed. Old tires are durable, weatherproof, and nearly indestructible, making them perfect for upcycling into outdoor play or garden projects. It's an eco-friendly way to save money, keep tires out of the landfill, and add a quirky, practical touch to your yard. Unplug all unused devices to save power. Did you know that devices left plugged in, even when off, still draw phantom power? Apparently, this quietly raises your electric bill. Always make it a point to unplug the toaster, TV, and phone chargers before bed. This invisible drain, called standby power, can account for 5 to 10% of household electricity use each year. To fight back, get in the habit of unplugging anything not in use or use power strips you can switch off with a single click. You'll see the savings on your next bill. Grandpa liked knowing he wasn't paying for wasted energy, and the old school habit is even more important now with rising utility costs. Batch cooked chili. Cooking chili in big batches is a classic money-saving move. Brown ground meat or beans with onions and spices, then add canned tomatoes, bell peppers, and any veggies that need using up. Simmer slowly to let flavors meld and portion the chili into containers for freezing or refrigerating. One big pot can feed a family for days, and leftovers can be stretched by serving over rice, potatoes, or even on top of baked potatoes. Chili freezes beautifully and can be reheated for lunches, dinners, or a quick meal when time is tight. Batch cooking saves money, reduces food waste, and ensures you always have something hearty and filling ready to go. Get a fishing license. Fishing isn't just a relaxing pastime, it's a cost-effective way to put protein on the table. Invest in a local fishing license and a simple rod and reel, then check out nearby lakes, rivers, or ponds. Even urban areas often have public fishing spots. Bring home your catch, clean it, and cook it fresh, or freeze portions for later. Many licenses pay for themselves in just a few good fishing trips. Be sure to follow local regulations for size and catch limits, and keep a cooler and basic tackle box ready in your vehicle. Besides fish, you may catch free bait like worms or crayfish. If you don't like eating fish, barter your catch with neighbors for garden produce or baked goods. This practical investment delivers good food, healthy fun, and often a little peace of mind. Mend chairs with wood wedges. When a chair wobbles or its joints loosen, you don't need a new one. Just a simple repair with wood wedges will do. Slice thin wedges from scrap wood or use store-bought shims. Tap the wedge gently into the loose joint or under the leg until snug. Then trim any excess with a saw or utility knife. For extra strength, apply a bit of wood glue before inserting the wedge. Let the repair dry overnight before sitting on it. This fix works for tables, benches, or stools too. It's a great way to give furniture a second life without expensive tools or parts. With a little patience and scrap wood, you can make old chairs as sturdy as new, stretching your household budget and reducing waste at the same time. Wear jeans multiple times before washing. Washing jeans after every wear isn't just unnecessary, it shortens their lifespan and wastes water, detergent, and time. Grandpa would wear his jeans multiple times before handing it to Grandma for washing. You can spot clean stains as they occur and hang jeans up overnight. Unless they're muddy or sweaty, most pairs can be worn 3 to 5 times before washing. Turn jeans inside out and wash on cold to preserve color and fabric. Air dry whenever possible to prevent shrinking and save energy. This habit keeps your jeans looking better longer, lowers laundry bills, and reduces your environmental impact. It's a simple switch with a big payoff: more comfort, less hassle, and clothes that last. Use a dehumidifier to dry clothes. A dehumidifier isn't just for damp basements. It's a hidden gem for drying laundry indoors on rainy days or in humid climates. Set up a drying rack or hang clothes in a small room, then run a dehumidifier nearby. The machine pulls moisture from the air, speeding up the drying process without the need for a tumble dryer. This method prevents musty smells, reduces wrinkles, and saves on electric bills. For best results, close doors and windows to contain the dry air. Collect the water from the dehumidifier's tank and reuse it to water plants, unless your machine warns against it. This hack is perfect for apartments or homes without outdoor drying space, and it helps keep the air fresh as well. Add water to stretch shampoos. Stretching shampoo is as easy as adding water, and it works for liquid soap and dish detergent too. When the bottle gets low, fill it halfway with water, shake gently, and continue using as normal. The diluted shampoo lathers just as well for most hair types and still cleans thoroughly, especially if your water is soft. You'll get several extra washes from every bottle, saving money over time. For even better results, teach kids and adults to use only a small, coin-sized amount each time. This trick also helps prevent buildup and residue in your hair. Combined with skipping a wash now and then, watering down shampoo is a simple way to make toiletries last longer without sacrifice. Make antennas from wire and coat hangers. Did you know that you can boost TV or radio signals using simple household materials? All you need is a wire coat hanger, some electrical tape, and basic wire cutters. Straighten the hanger and cut to length if needed. Attach it securely to the antenna port or extend an existing antenna by taping it on and adjusting the angle until reception improves. For even more reach, combine two hangers into a larger V or rabbit ear shape, twisting the ends together. This hack works surprisingly well for free local channels, weather radio, or even picking up distant stations. For an old-school touch, try using speaker wire, which is also highly conductive. The best part? If your antenna breaks, you can whip up a new one in minutes, from materials in nearly any closet or garage. No trip to the store required. Save things that could be useful. Grandpa always said, never throw away something you might need down the road. He kept everything from buttons and rubber bands to glass jars, bread bags, twist ties, and odd bits of wire. This habit turned the workshop, kitchen drawer, and even parts of the shed into treasure troves of future solutions. Broken zippers, mismatched screws, and even bent nails had a second life fixing, patching, or improvising when money was tight or a store was miles away. The real secret was keeping everything organized. Sort by type in old coffee cans, jars, or shoeboxes for easy access. Over time, this waste not, want not philosophy saves money, prevents trips to the store, and keeps useful things out of the landfill. With a bit of creativity, nearly anything can become handy again. Feed plants with leftover cooking water. Waste nothing in the kitchen. Use the water from boiling vegetables, pasta, or eggs to nourish your garden or houseplants. Let the water cool to room temperature, making sure it's not salty or oily, and then pour it directly around plant roots. The minerals and trace nutrients left behind from the cooking process provide a mild, natural fertilizer that encourages strong roots and lusher leaves. Carrot, potato, or even spinach water is great for this. Just avoid anything with added butter or sauces. Store cooled cooking water in a jug or watering can for convenience. Reusing this plant tonic not only saves water, but also keeps valuable nutrients in your growing space instead of washing them down the drain. Over time, you'll notice greener growth and less fertilizer needed for happy, healthy plants. Put soap slivers in a sock as a scrubber. Never toss those tiny slivers of soap again. Gather up all the little ends and drop them into an old but clean sock. One that's lost, its mate is perfect. Tie a knot at the end, wet the sock, and use it as a handy scrubber for washing hands, cleaning sinks, or tackling tough pots and pans. The fabric creates plenty of lather while the rough texture helps scrub away dirt and grime. It's gentler on hands than steel wool and works just as well for bath time or even as a laundry stain remover. Once the soap is used up, just refill the sock or toss it in the wash. This simple trick squeezes every last bit of value from your soap and keeps cleaning supplies affordable and waste-free. Grease squeaky hinges with soap. A simple bar of soap can silence annoying squeaks from door, cabinet, or gate hinges. Just rub a dry bar, no need for water, directly onto the metal hinge and swing the door back and forth to distribute the soap. The natural fats in soap act as a lubricant, reducing friction and eliminating noise for weeks. This method is cleaner than messy oils, leaves no sticky residue, and avoids stains on nearby surfaces. If the squeak returns, reapply as needed. No special tools or chemicals required. Soap also works on sticky drawers, window tracks, and even zipper pulls. Use up old or broken bars and keep a piece in your toolbox for fast fixes. You'll be amazed how quickly your home goes from creaky to quiet with this easy, old-fashioned solution. Make towels or aprons from flour sacks. Flour sacks are durable, absorbent, and make fantastic homemade towels or aprons. Start by washing the sack well, then cut and hem to the desired size. For a towel, simply finish the edges. For an apron, cut a basic shape and sew on fabric strips or twill tape for ties. The tightly woven cotton soaks up spills, dries dishes quickly, and is gentle on skin, plus any old printing adds charming vintage style. Use leftover bits as cleaning cloths, napkins, or even pot holders. Repurposing flour sacks keeps fabric out of the landfill and stretches every dollar in the kitchen. With just a little sewing, you'll have sturdy, reusable linens that last for years and save you money on store-bought versions. Freeze bread. Don't let extra bread go stale or moldy. Freeze it instead. Wrap it tightly in plastic wrap, foil, or a freezer bag to prevent freezer burn. When you need a piece, just pull out a slice or two and let it thaw at room temperature, or pop it straight into the toaster or oven. Frozen bread keeps its flavor and texture much longer than bread stored in the fridge, and you can freeze rolls, buns, or even bagels the same way. Freezing lets you buy in bulk or take advantage of sales without worrying about waste. Label each package with the date and rotate the oldest to the front. This trick guarantees you always have fresh bread on hand and saves countless dollars over the year.